What's good, YouTube? It's Rigo here, and I got a deck profile for DracoPals in the new April ban list. So I just took this to the Timonium, Maryland Regional, and I did really bad, unfortunately. I ended up going 5-4, like I tend to do a lot. And, like, I don't know, I think a lot of it was me getting unlucky, but I also misplayed a lot, so, yeah. But I didn't really have much of a problem with the build itself. There were a few things I think I could like work out, but as like a preliminary to Shining Victories, I think this was pretty solid. But it gets a lot stronger when we get Shining Victories. So yeah. So I'll just get into it. Um, there's a lot of interesting stuff that like we've discussed on Pojo and other places. So for the Draco Slayers, it's still the 3-2-1 Master Vector Luster. Like this is still the probably the best way to play this ratio for the engine. I considered doing one vector and I tried it out, but I swear to God, every time I did, I ended up getting drawing it and Draco face off together and being really salty. And this also gives you another thing to search off a painful decision with the 2 vector. Although when we get Shining Victories, one of these is probably going to turn into a rector or lector or whatever the hell they're going to call it. Yeah. And then for the Performance Pals, it's the standard set of 3 Sorcerer, 1 Skull Crobat, 1 Monkey Board, 1 Guitardle, 2 Lizard Draw, 1 Silver Claw. So. And then other pendulums are 3 Archery and Eccentric. This card was so fucking amazing today. Like, this clutched out so many games, and it was just fantastic. 3 Ariadne. So, up until last night, I actually really hated Ariadne. And, like, I feel like in theory, this card's not super good. Because, like, sure, you pop it, you get a counter trap, but you can't really do anything with that counter trap because, like, it's not a combo piece. And like because of that, I preferred to run stuff like Rescue Hamster because that helps me combo and get to more pendulums and fill up my extra deck. The problem I was hitting with that in playtesting is that this deck has a really big weakness to Max C. And that like if you try to go off and they drop Max C, then you generally have to end on like a few pendulums and then like they can possibly kill you. And I think Ariadne helped a little bit with that. And like, the format's just so back row heavy and like control-y right now that just being able to access those counter traps if you're in a situation where you have to play slow is really helpful and it helps you grind out the game. So that was like one of the big things I found was like whenever I got hit by Max C, I just lost because I either like went off and then gave them 5 cards and I lost, or I didn't do anything, so I had a weak board and then I lost. And that was the problem I was hitting with Max C. And this also, because I had to run the counter traps as a result of this gave me cards to draw off of Guitardle and Lizard Draw, like the Pot of Greed combo. So before, like when I was running no traps, I would just like go Guitardle Lizard Draw and I'm like, okay, what do I do with this? Like aside from draw 2, what does that accomplish? But now I have the chance of drawing into defensive cards. So like theoretically, I really don't like Ariadne, but I felt like she was necessary. And I felt like sometimes today the counter traps got in the way, but a majority of the times they really helped. Like I won a lot of games because of the counter traps. So this was helpful. And when we got Shining Victories, I feel like it'll still be really good. And then Magical Abductor. So in testing, this card was amazing because it's so easy to put 3 counters on it because you can just like play this and then play like Painful Decision to search Master. That's 1 counter. Play Master. That's the 2nd counter. Pop the Master and then play another Pendulum Scale. And that's 3 counters. You search Pendulum Sorcerer and you go off. I never resolved it in tournament today because either like early on I got it a couple of times, but then they always like had the answer to kill Abductor. And then like I just ended for whatever reason throughout the rest of the tournament I never drew Abductor. Like, or if I drew her, I never drew Painful Decision. So, or, yeah, so I don't know. Like, it's really good. It just never came up today. And, like, but in testing, it's so godlike. So, I don't know what happened there. And then, 2 Flash Knight. So, this is, it's a high scale that you can get off of Painful Decision. And, like, in the older versions of this build, the biggest problem I had was that Painful Decision like could only get you low scales. So if you had a bunch of low scales, Painful Decision didn't help. So if you play this, then and you have a bunch of low scales and you have Painful Decision, you can search this out. And I felt like 2 was fine, like not 3, because if you draw it, then yeah, you can't get it with Painful Decision, but you don't have to because you have 1 in your hand. And it's not like Master, which is like a pivotal card of the deck. It's just like an option you want to have. So 2 of this worked out really well, and it helped a lot today. Yeah. And the last monster I played was Gem Knight Lazuli, which brings right into the first spell card, which is Brilliant Fusion, because this card's broken. So the play here is when Gem Knight Lazuli is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you target a normal monster in your graveyard and put it in your hand. So you Brilliant Fusion and you send Master and Lazuli, or Flash Knight and Lazuli, and you get Seraphonite, so you get the double summon, and you also just like get it's effectively 3 more copies of Painful Decision, and it's really stupidly good. And like a lot of the times when I resolve this card was a blowout because it gives you the double summon, it gives you the pendulum, and it gives you 2 more cards to pop with Pendulum Sorcerer. Like, so you can conserve pendulums, like your scales, which is really good now with Raven's Band. And you could drop Pendulum Sorcerer and then just pop like Seraphonite and Brilliant Fusion and just go off after that. And the chances of drawing the 1 Lazuli with like combined with a Brilliant Fusion is like 3%. Unfortunately, life decides that it's going to be unfair to me, and round 4 I played against Cosmo and opened Gem Knight Lazuli and Brilliant Fusion 2 games in a row and lost. That is the quickest match I've ever done because it ended in 5 minutes. So yeah, that's just like horrible luck on my part. But every other time I got Brilliant Fusion, it was amazing. Yeah. And then 3 Painful Decision, upped it to 3 because with only 1 face-off, you want to be able to get to your Draco Slayers faster, and like opening multiple Painful Decisions sucks, but you also like want to open it as much as you can. So having the 3 is really important, I think. And there's more targets because of Master Pendulum, Flash Knight, and Vector. So a lot of the times I resolve more than 1 of this per game. And then 1 face-off because this is still broken. And 1 Instant Fusion. So this was originally Upstart Goblin, but when I rearranged some stuff in the extra deck, I had 1 more spot, and I decided to try out Norden, and I just cut Upstart Goblin to put Instant Fusion in. Never made it. Like, I never played Instant Fusion. I usually sided it out most games, and like Norden actually just never got summoned. So this will probably end up being Upstart Goblin again, and I'll find something else to put in place of Norden, because it just never came up. And that's all the spells. So for traps, it's 2 Scolding, 1 Warning, and 2 Chaos Trap Hole. So I don't have Solemn Strike, and I honestly think Chaos Trap Hole is better in this meta, because the 4 relevant decks are Cosmo, Burning Abyss, this, and Monarch in no particular order. I still think this is the best deck, but not everybody agrees with me. But like, and if this is not this, it's Burning Abyss. But the point is that Chaos Trap Hole hits all of them. And like, it hits Cosmo, it hits the mirror, it hits Burning Abyss, it hits Monarch, and it's just savage. And usually, if I resolve this, I was in a really good spot, unless I was in a really bad spot in the first place, and whatever. But like, this put me so far ahead a lot of the times, and I won a lot of games off of it. I won a lot of games off of Scolding and Warning, and this was just really good. Sometimes I would side 1 of them out if I needed an extra card to side out, but overall, this was really solid. So yeah. And yeah, I think I mentioned this, but I didn't run Rescue Hamster, and that was mainly just because I needed room for Ariadne, and Rescue Hamster was one of the cards that I felt was contributing to bricks a lot, or like it just didn't help with the losing to Max C problem, and in fact made it a worse problem. So to fit in like the 8 Ariadne cards, I just ended up cutting like Rescue Hamster, Rescue Rabbit, and then like the 3rd Lizard Raw, and I think that I had like Unexpected Die in here also. So like those were all cards that just like made the problem against Maxi like an even bigger problem. So I don't know. And for extra deck, it's 1 Hope Harbinger. This card's stupid. Lightning is also stupid. Utopia is bad, but it gets you to Lightning. I played 2 Abyss Dweller because this card is savage against like everything except for the mirror, because this is stupid good against VA, stupidly good against Monarch, and stupidly good against Cosmo. Well, it's pretty good against Cosmo if you can pair it with something else. So like, I did not regret running 2 of these. 2 of them came up a lot. This card was really, really good. 1 Castel, 1 Diamond Direwolf, 2 Majesters. So I couldn't decide on whether I wanted to run 1 or 2. In testing, it usually only 1 came up, but then in the tournament today 2 came up a lot, so this ended up being a good thing. So yeah, double Majester definitely helped. 1 Giant Hand. I made this a few times. My last round it helped me win a lot. It actually lost me a game against Monarch though, because I misplayed and made this instead of Dweller, and I lost. And then 1 Ignister, still amazing. And 2 Dinoster, so I was considering playing 3 of these, but in testing, like, I literally never made 3. Like, it feels like it's super important to play 3, and I feel like if I was still playing the, like, turbo build, where you, like, hamster into 5 pendulums and make, like, the Dinoster rank 4 Majester board, like, it would be important to play because it takes 2 of these to make it. But I don't know. I never really needed more than 2. And then 1 Norden, which I said I never made, and Seraphonite, which was only for anything. And side deck. So I played 3 Maxi. This was for the Mirror and for Burning Abyss. And then I played the Kaiju Engine. And this was for going second against Monarch. And I sided in going second against Monarch both times. And the first time it didn't help. And then the second time I didn't draw it. And like he gamed me. And I looked at my next card and it was Slumber. And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. And then ironically, I sided this in against a hero player who was a friend of mine. And it won me the game. Probably. So... yeah, it helped more against Hero than it did against the deck I was actually siding for. But when practicing, this was really good, and I still really liked it. I'm probably considering it again. 3 MST, this was for like everything going second. And then 2 System down for Cosmo. And this entire deck, I didn't think it was that bad. I think I made a lot of mistakes today, and I think I also just got really unlucky. So I played... round 1 I played Cosmo, and... he won game 1, I lost, or he won game 1, I won game 2, and it was like really fast games for both of those, and game 3 was a grind, and then I ended up taking it. Game 2 I played Kaiju Burning Abyss and like throttled him. Round 3 was Monarch, and I lost round 2 on a misplay, and then I lost round 3 on a misplay, and just like never seeing a performer pal the whole game. Round 4 was Cosmo, and I bricked Brilliant Lazuli twice. Round 5 was Cosmo, and I 2-0'd him. 6 was Monarch again, and Domain and Majesty's Fiend are wonderful cards that are healthy and balanced and shit. And I'm being sarcastic, fuck those cards. Yeah. Oh, also, he, like, red layered me. Or, like, he dropped a red layer and then red gagged me and made Erebus because red gag is a fair and balanced card, too. And then... I played against Hero, and that was kind of close because of Dark Law, and then I lost to PK Fire, and then I beat Deskbot. I think that was all 9 rounds. It was something like that. Yeah, it wasn't a good regional for me, but I already had my invites. I didn't really care. I was just there mainly to practice and hopefully get top 8, and that dream died like less than halfway through the tournament. So yeah. Yeah, this deck has a lot better after Shining Victories. It gets Odd Eyes Unicorn and Odd Eyes Light Phoenix, which gives us access to Sky Iris and Magispectre Unicorn Kieran because it gives us a scale 8. And Unicorn is a very stupid, overly powered card. So that was going to be fun. I also kind of have Burning Abyss build, but I don't know if I'm ever going to like seriously play that unless I decide somewhere along the line that Pendulum is just not good, which I don't think I will decide. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I'll just post another deck list sometime soon. So thanks for watching YouTube. We'll see you next time. Deuces.